EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the birthplace of rock and roll, Cleveland, Ohio, where the ceremonial guitar has been smashed, and that means we are set for football at Huntington Bank Field. Straight ahead, a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Cleveland Browns. On the visitors' sideline, their head coach. His guys have played well in their 2 playoff wins, but they've got a tall task here on Championship Sunday. His counterpart on the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys earned the right to host this game, and now just 1 win away from solidifying their spot as the best team in the conference. The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They're led out by the son of the Hall of Famer out of Colorado. It's Shedeur Sanders.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
At the 28-yard line.
Ready? 79 Broncos. Here we go. Shot. Hey, Panther 11. Panther. Mustang 9. 60 average. 6 check. Bobcat. Check. Bobcat. Ready, ready.
Sanders to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
To throw now, here's Sanders. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. Fielded at about the 28. Well, there's a 42, making a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And he is just absolutely marvelous to watch throw a football. That's something I could do all day long, watch him throw routes versus air. But he's even more impressive when their bodies on the field, and he's creating with big throws downfield.
The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. A run once more with Hampton. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Herbert going to keep it on the sneak. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Only a yard on the sneak, not enough. And he's a few inches short for 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Taken in at the 11. Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
But you don't look down at your play sheet and say this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
The right play.
That too.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
18, cut 19, cut 19. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Let go.
Here's Sanders. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
70 Lions. Hey, pass. Trap 50, trap 60. 7 Pirates. Mustang 19. 70 Ranger. Ready.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at the 40. Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Now 2nd and 6 at the 34-yard line.
Herbert going to give to Hampton. And a return and run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40.
A gain of 15 yards. And the Chargers, 1st down.
Back to Hampton on 1st down. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's got the hook up downfield to McConkey. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Lad McConkey, 40 yards. And the Chargers are on the board first here in this AFC Championship game. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now the Browns coming out on the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. On the ground, it's Judkins to start the drive. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as
about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Out of the gun here, Sanders. Quick slant complete to Njoku. Quick slant there gets him the 1st down, 6 yards on the play. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks and give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes, and you don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure that that's where you should go with the football, and that's worked for the defense early in this game. And now he's got his first completion. Let's see if his confidence comes back and he starts to get into a nice little groove.
13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are one game away from a Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got, and that's a heck of a run right there.
Ready.
First down, right back to Jenkins. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
After 7-0. RDA Sports. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up.
19 Tiger, knock down.
Now Sanders. There's a short one caught by Fannin, and he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 34-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there, and if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Panther 11, Dragon 60. Ready.
Sanders. And that is taken in by Njoku. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 23 yards on the play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
70 Lions. Check. Hurt. Ready.
A give up the middle. Jenkins. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Some good, strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3.
Get it. 68. Go.
To throw is Sanders. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
70 Timberwolves. Buffalo 18, 60 Bobcats, 6 Big Lions.
Throwing, Sanders. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
19 Lions. Cougar 19.
They'll go. Here's Sanders. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Browns take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. L.A. set to take over again on offense. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Herbert now. And that's incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now it's Herbert. And this one is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 59 yards on the ground in his first half with a Super Bowl berth on the line.
Dance class, anyone? Did you see the steps between the quarterback and the running back on that counter? You have to have it because you're setting up your blocking. There's a timing element as well, but they have to marry up their steps. Otherwise, that timing gets thrown out the window.
Timing was great there and a big run. They go play action now. Sanders. This will be caught. Judy. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The 2 big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27. In this weather, any big play in the passing game, that's just a bonus, right?
It certainly is, but oftentimes offenses think inclement weather plays to their advantage because you know where you're going on offense. Defenders have to react, and they often slip.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Come on. Set. Rig. Bobcat. Buffalo 18.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a 1st down.
1st down and goal to go.
Here we go, Scott. Hey, smash. 19 Tiger.
They'll try to run this one in. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Browns have taken the lead.
Did my eyes deceive me? Or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
No, old school eye.
How How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
To the right side, he finds his receiver, Harris. Here's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Finding Harris on back-to-back plays. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
That connection seemed to work out okay on the first play of the drive. Why not go right back to it? And once again, this defense is left without an answer as they surrender back-to-back first downs.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brought down at the 35-yard line. A 7-yard
Back to throw here, Herbert. Towards the end zone for Brown. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Hollywood, Marquise Brown, 35 yards. And the Chargers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score.
16 yards right off the bat with a first down. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
at the 39-yard line.
Come on, 18, come 19, 70 Lions. Ready?
Operating from the gun, Sanders. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. He's got it at the 15. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
That's another Browns first down. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Maverick, 60 Maverick. Buffalo 18, 70. Hey, Smash, 70 Timberwolves. Steady.
Looking to throw. Sanders. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one.
brings up
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Trap 60, trap 60. Let's go.
To throw again, here's Sanders. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. A pretty big play now in this AFC Championship. Third and goal.
Let's go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger.
Back to throw again. Pass caught, right side, Fannin. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Spencer Schrader now on to try the field goal. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And his kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The Chargers going to take over now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. Here's Herbert. Over the middle and caught by McConkey. From the 39-yard line, here comes second down and 6. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Around the motion, man right. On first down, hits Hampton. Fights through it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 55 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all living on defense, able to stop this guy.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as he'll try to get 3 before half. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will tie things at 17 all. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. 1 second, all that remains. Sanders, a final shot before break. And this one nearly intercepted. That one might need to go back to the drawing board. Almost a disaster. It winds up just an incomplete pass, though.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. And welcome in, everyone. Scott Hansen in Orlando, where it almost never snows. These two teams dealing with a light dusting, and that's expected to go on into the second half. Who handles it better? Let's go back out to the stadium and check in with our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
right, Scott, thank you. The snow is continuing to trickle down here as we ready ourselves for the second half to follow. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. And, CD, we are in for a very intriguing second half. This is what we wanted, all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is. It doesn't speak to the parity in the NFL. Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs a year before miss the next year, get replaced. We know it's an any given Sunday mentality. Nothing's easy in the playoffs, but when you have your shot, they're eager to seize it.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Now a toss, left side, Hampton. Oh, he sheds himself free. Still going. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Omarion Hampton, 57 yards. And the Chargers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And they will take a 7-point lead. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. That time a little misdirection really seemed to fool the defense.
And think of it this way. From the time you're in high school, you're taught to watch film and pick up tendencies. Sometimes they can use those against you, though, when they break their own tendencies and hit you back the opposite direction, huh?
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
At the 38-yard line.
Hey, smash Broncos. Let's go. Ready.
An inside run rejections. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard after the 39.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
18, pioneer. 79 Broncos. Ready.
From the gun on 3rd down, Sanders. That is caught. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 45-yard line.
And the Browns, first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll run from the gun. It's Judkins. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
Ready? 19.
Sanders to throw. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. So he stopped for no gain. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Ready?
They'll indeed go for it. It's Sanders. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Big Lions.
Sanders going to throw again. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. AFC Championship tilt, 3rd quarter of play. This is 2nd and 10. They'll try the left side. Sampson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Dylan Sampson from 17 yards out. And the Browns have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the 3rd.
We're getting set up for what should be a great 4th quarter. This has been a hard-hitting game because both teams have punched and counter-punched equally well. And here's a good finish to this drive. A touchdown run here late in the 3rd quarter.
Extra point forthcoming. And a good job on the hold there as this is good through the snow, and this game is tied. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was all finished off by the 17-yard touchdown run. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. 3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. They'll work inside here, Hampton. Now, during that run, an injury here. We've got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Herbert. Losing 9 yards there. And it also brings up 4. Here's J.K. Scott now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Get a look at Jerry Jeudy as he leads his offense back out there for this next series. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Smash, smash. Hey, check that, street.
They'll start on the ground with Jenkins. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Browns first down.
1 quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. Setting up a screen for Jenkins. He takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A nice gain of 21 yards.
It's a gain of 21
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
Lions. Big Lions.
On 1st down, Sampson. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2nd and 10.
19 tight.
The Chargers 32-yard line.
Dragons 19 Charger, 79 Broncos. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Ready.
Now Sanders. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Brings up
Let's
3rd
go
down
now.
and
Drop
10.
50, drop 19, 18. Cup 19, Cup 19.
To throw now, here's Sanders. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. A field goal would tie the game. A touchdown, of course, gives them the lead. Boy, the drama intensifying on every single play with a Super Bowl berth on the line. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Over the middle, complete. It's Hampton. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He's got his target. That's complete. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
And a short gain here down to 22. They had the huge play last time. Here it is is a much smaller gain of 2.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Here's Herbert. That one complete to McConkey. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And his kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. Now, we knew this had the potential to be a tight game, but with less than 3 minutes to play, couldn't be any tighter. We're all tied.
All locked up, right? And this next drive is going to tell us everything we need to know about this game because I want to see how they come out with the football. Are they going to be aggressive and attack downfield? You still got a 2-minute warning to come up. Are they going to be conservative and try and hold on and maybe just get to overtime?
Cleveland offense making their way out. And this one likely on the short list for Game of the Year candidates. And boy, did it come in a good one here in the playoffs. All tied in the 4th with a berth to the Super Bowl on the line. Buckle up, everybody.
70, 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Dragon 60. Warrior 70.
Sanders. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
19 tight, 19 tight. 19 Lion. Trap 50, trap 50. Ready?
Here's Sanders. He'll swing this out to Sampson. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Throwing, Sanders. Over the middle, complete to Judy. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left. And then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning.
Okay, break.
Another big play in a game that's had plenty of them. 4th and 2.
Broncos. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. 18 Pioneer. Go.
They'll go. Here's Sanders. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Back to 60. Back 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Panther 11. Panther 11. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
To throw is Sanders. And that is incomplete.
I don't know if you need the big shot right there or not because you've still got time to work some of the shorter stuff and try to get into field goal range. They did go for the big one there. It would have been nice, but it winds up incomplete.
Go check. Go check. Ready,
Chumpkins going to run it out of the gun. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those.
Mustang 19. 19. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. 19 tight. 19 tight. Dragon 60. Warrior 70. Hurt. Steady.
To throw is Sanders from the gun on third down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now on fourth down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made in my estimation.
19 Lions. Trap 50, trap 60.
Sanders now throwing on fourth down. And that's going to be incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on fourth down. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. Here's 1st and 10. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. They'll toss right side to Hampton. Even with him busting through the contact, he'll still be stopped just inside the 35. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Super Bowl aspirations on the line. A critical one here. It's third down. Trying to run for it with Hampton. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
And here on third down, your number one goal, don't be a hero, just get the first down. But here, once he gets past the line of scrimmage, the field opens up for him, and he's able to take it right up the gut and into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And they will take a 7-point lead. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. So now the Browns down by 7. 47 seconds remaining. They need a touchdown to keep their Super Bowl hopes alive as they come up on first down.
18, Pioneer. 60 Vikings, 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats. Ready?
He's back to throw. Open man is on. He's got it. Here's second and a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second
19
and
tight,
a yard
19 tight.
at the 42-yard line.
They'll look to throw. Gets the ball out to Judy on the comeback route.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are in the field.
Top 19. Ready?
Back to throw. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Dragon 60.
He'll look to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Odafe Oweh. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Hold it ready.
This is 1st and 10.
60. Got it. 19.
Throwing after the interception. Sanders. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
You get into these 2-minute drill situations and you often got tired legs on the offensive line. But these defenders, they've been rotating in and out, and they're a little bit fresher and quicker. And the pressure there forced the incompletion.
And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Charles, let's focus for a second on the losing side. In a couple months, they may look back and say, wow, it was a great season. But right now, I guarantee they're feeling no sugarcoating on this one.
And you can already see the T-shirts at training camp next year, can't you? Unfinished business. Because they've got to find a way to motivate these guys to go through all the same pain, right? All the same tough stuff, and find their way back and give themselves a chance to win this game again next year.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.